You are listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast brought to you by Birmingham Live.
Hello, welcome to Claret and Blue. My name is Matt Davis, filling in for Dan Rawlinson one last time before he's back with you next week. Joined today by Ashley Preece. Look ahead to Aston Villa versus Arsenal in the early kickoff in the Premier League on Saturday. Ash, how you doing?
All right, I need a trim by the looks of this. I need a haircut, mate. Yeah, looks it's gone a bit overgrown, but other than that, all's well. Down in Villa Park tomorrow, and my favourite kick-off time being a reporter, 12:30 Saturday lunchtime. Jobs are good, and so I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully, all the pressure on Arsenal, Matt, given what we're seeing in midweek, they're there for the taking, and yeah, all pressure on Arsenal. So hopefully, we can inject some much-needed momentum into Villa's season tomorrow down at Villa Park.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the hazards of doing these videos as a reporter. People they sometimes comment on your appearance. I get people on, I do these for Forest mostly, comment on your hair, your eyebrows, your decor. Someone was commenting on my door behind me.
I do need a trim.
Oh, I've had a trim. I've had one last a while. Right. So, what do you want to do first? Tyrone Mings' contract or the Arsenal game?
Yeah, let's go with the big story of the day. Tyrone Mings' new deal. 3.5-year deal, so he turns 30 in March. He'll be 33 by the time his new Villa deal is up in 2026. Massive news, Matt, really is. I asked Unai Emery about this 2 weeks ago now, and he was aware of Mings' contract situation. He was entering his last 12 months at the end of this season, and it's a no-brainer whatsoever. He's had a funny season as well, Matt. He's got stripped of the captaincy. He's spoken about that today in The Guardian. What that meant to him. Gerrard making that decision to give it to McGinn. That hurt him a little bit. But he's bounced back in style since then. Been one of Villa's strongest performers this season. Look at last week, Matt. Man City, that first half, missed him terribly at the back. And I think he's missed 12 games in the Villa shirt in the Premier League through injury. And Villa have failed to win 11 of them, which just signifies his importance. So when he's out of the team, Villa are far weaker. He commands that back line. He marshals them. He keeps them all together. He wins a lot of first contacts from corners, set pieces, and Villa fall to bits without him. So, yeah, a key part of Villa ever since he walked through the door. A nice little quote from him today is Aston Villa will always be the place for him, he feels. So, delighted with the news. Starts the weekend off in some style, that one. And, yeah, hope he's fit for tomorrow because he has been a bit of an injury, hasn't he?
Do you think, because whenever I see him, if he makes an error, it leads to a goal, and that seems to stick in fans' minds, and it kind of impacts how they perceive him. But like you say, with that stat about 11 games without out of the 12 not winning, he's kind of underrated in a way, even though he's played so many games, do you think?
100%. He's the last line of defence anyway. Okay, he's got a couple of mistakes in him. Mings has said he still replays this one in his head time and time again. The Mason Mount one against Chelsea. Gareth Southgate sat in the stands and he just passes straight to Mount. So he's got a rick in him, but they're few and far between for me, Matt. They really are. A lot of people misses just winning a lot of first contacts from corners and stuff and blocks. He's brilliant at blocking shots and getting his body on the line. So a lot of that goes missed for me. Okay, should be doing that as a defender anyway, but it's really important. And like I say, opposition fans will taunt him and take the mick out of him because of the odd mistake he makes, and they can be pretty bad ones. But on the whole, they're few and far between. They're quite rare for me. And like you say, he's so important. And yeah, but like you say, their mistakes, that cost him his England place for the World Cup. I think Gareth Southgate was in attendance in both games where he didn't play too well. But consistently, he's a solid performer. And you can line up 100 Villa fans now, Matt. 99 will tell you it'll be in my team tomorrow. So, yeah, so important.
Let's talk about Saturday then, and fitness and Mings. Obviously, he missed the last game. What was said about his fitness today?
So he's got a thigh strain. He will be in the squad tomorrow. That's confirmed by Emery. But he'll be assessed in the morning whether he's fit enough to start. So it's clear Emery wants to start him. So I don't think Callum Chambers covered himself in too much glory last week coming in, given his error in the first half. So yeah, Villa are pushing to hopefully get him to start tomorrow. He'll be in the squad, but whether he can play that 90 minutes, we'll wait and see when the teams are announced at 11:30 in the morning. So Mings should get through it. Elsewhere, Bertrand Traore will be in the squad tomorrow. First time he's been in the squad since he came back. He's had a knee injury, so he's in the squad tomorrow. Emery was a bit cautious with him. He needs to build up his fitness first to be getting minutes and getting a run in the team. So, but he'll be on the bench. He'll be an option. Robbie Dawson will be back on the bench. He missed last week with injury as well. So, and Diego Carlos, he trained yesterday and today. First time he's trained since his injury back in August. So, Diego Carlos, big player. I asked him about him last week, Matt, and he says he's a winner. He watched him. He's seen him live in La Liga countlessly, and he said massive player. So the question will be, when Carlos is fully fit, who comes out of the team? It'd be funny if it was Mings, wouldn't it? All of a sudden, given all the hoo-ha about his new deal. So, yeah, good options to have. Villa getting back to close to full fitness. And, all's well in the camp.
Did you watch Man City v Arsenal on Wednesday?
I've seen bits. I've seen Jack Grealish is in fine form, isn't he, again? So, I've seen they had more possession than Man City, which is quite rare, isn't it? And they played quite well, Arsenal. So, yeah, when you play well and you lose, it can be quite denting to your confidence, that. And given the way they've crumbled over the last few weeks, they've tossed away a 8-point lead. Big pressure on them tomorrow for me. No pressure on Villa. We wedged in mid-table. And, all the pressure on Arsenal tomorrow and how they respond. So I think they're for the taking. Quick start. Villa get a quick goal. Arsenal could crumble, as it were. So that's what we're hoping for. And Villa need a win at home, Matt. We're not very good at home. We haven't been good at home for a while. There's been a good performance under Emery, but he said today, the away form when he came in needed sorting out. Villa are a good away team now. And the home form just reversed. The home form has been a bit patchy. Losing to Stevenage, losing to Leicester in the manner they did 2 weeks ago now. The performance against Wolves wasn't very good. A draw there. Even the winner against Leeds, Emery wasn't happy with that one. So home form is a must now to improve on from now until the end of the season. That's what Emery's got his eyes on, and likewise the Villa fans as well. They want to see some really good performances down there.
I watched it in full. I thought Arsenal played pretty well, which, like you say, kind of makes it even more sickening for them. So they probably played at like 90% of what they can do and still lost. And do you think this is a bit of a historical thing, isn't it? Whenever Arsenal lose one, I always feel they're going to lose 3 or 4. It feels like you say, like the pressure's on them now to show that they are the real deal and can win the league. Do you think it might be a good time for Villa to play them?
Yeah, 100%. It's a big character test for them tomorrow, coming to Villa Park. I think the spotlight will be on them. The national press pack will be all over them. What can Arsenal do tomorrow? And hopefully Villa can catch them cold and really give it to them. Villa will be wanting to put on a show, given that pretty poor first half last week against Man City. So, okay, they improved in the second half, but they want to right the wrongs of the last 2 games. They've lost 2 on the bounce for the first time under Unai Emery. And they don't want to make it 3. And so, and I think that they need to lift the doom and, I won't say doom and gloom, but the mood around Villa Park isn't really a good one at present, given Villa's performances there. So hopefully, Arsenal will struggle tomorrow and Villa can capitalise. Yeah,
I mean, Villa, I watched the game. They were so anemic against Man City that first half. They were really passive. I was a bit surprised. I thought they'd be up and at them a bit more. I mean, are you expecting changes to the 11 to try and get a team that's a bit more up and at them from the start? Do you think like McGinn come in or anything like that?
Yeah, 100%. I think the subs last week did well. Alex Moreno coming in at left back for Luca Dean. He come on the hour mark. He did well. But I think he was up against Foden for that 4.5 an hour. He did really well, Moreno. Yeah, I'd throw him in tomorrow. John McGinn, did well when he come on. Adds that bit of steel and defensive protection, and he's got a goal in him as he's shown for Scotland as well. So he can play on that wide right, a new position for him. He's done well under Emery. McGinn. He's really improved, and Coutinho looking like a new player now in the last couple of weeks. Got that bit between his teeth. He looks much fitter, sharper, willing to prove a point now. Coutinho, maybe a big ask for him to start a game, but Jacob Ramsey's been passive over the last few weeks, and Coutinho's come on as his replacement and look much brighter. So I won't be against Coutinho starting tomorrow. Elsewhere, John Duran, he's getting a lot of fans excited. Matt John Duran, the unknown from Chicago Fire, the Colombian 19-year-old, looks good. Looks very good at the bar last week on the half volley. He nicked the ball back to help Watkins score as well. Big size as well for a 19-year-old. Huge. Looks like a basketball player. Physical. Good left foot. got plenty of pace. I won't be against chucking him in against tomorrow as well. So good options to have. All of a sudden, Villa have a bit of depth in the squad. Okay, it's the bench was short last week, but within those I've just mentioned, Coutinho, McGinn, Duran, they could easily come in tomorrow in that starting 11.
Yeah, even on the replay, that Duran shot was rapid. It was still like a normal speed shot. Yeah. So who might be dropping out? Because I think Bailey's form dried up a bit. Buendia's been doing well, but is he under threat, you think?
Buendia was quiet last week, but so were a lot of others. I think Buendia played well against Leicester in the last home game. I'd start him tomorrow. Yeah, Leon Bailey, just so hot and cold, and for the last few weeks he's been very cold. I haven't seen too much from him. Everything he's trying, he's not coming off. I think taking him out the starting 11 would do him a favour. I think he'd come on, be a really good impact sub against them tired legs. Bailey's got pace and bags of it, so I'll be up for having Bailey on the bench tomorrow. Half an hour left. Game's there still to be won. Bailey can be a match winner. Who'll come in for him tomorrow? Maybe a Coutinho, maybe a McGinn, or maybe a John Duran. Yeah, for sure.
Mikey makes an interesting point in the comments about starting the game fast. Gave City too much respect unless let them play. Arsenal are kind of in the similar mould, aren't they? If you stand off Arsenal, you could be 2-0 down after 10 minutes.
Yeah, before you know it, Arsenal are very good at that. I think they might be the quickest starters in the Premier League in terms of goals scored. But Villa need to don't start as slowly as they did last weekend. Otherwise, the game's out of sight. It's dead and buried at half time. So Emery will make them aware of that for sure, and hopefully the crowd get behind them tomorrow as well. Give them that lift, give them that fast start, because Villa started well against Leicester. Let's not forget they got the first goal there and it was bouncing. Sorry, Matt. And then all of a sudden mistakes and you're down. And next thing you know, you're losing the game. So cut the mistakes out tomorrow, and just be concentrated for the full 90 and take your chances when you get them.
Yeah, there was two more things I was going to ask you. One of them was about mistakes. Any worries about the Arsenal press and playing through it? I know Emery wants teams to play out from the back, and it cost them a bit against Leicester. Is that a concern, or are you pretty relaxed about that?
Yeah, it will be a concern, obviously, given what Leicester did last week as well, and Man City to some degree as well. But it's Emery's way. He's going to stick with it. Martinez playing out from the back. Kamara needs to switch on. Douglas Luiz, they'll be getting the ball from the goalkeeper. Villa will more often than not build up from the back. So Villa got to be switched on. Arsenal will be there to capitalise if you make a mistake. But no mistake about that one. So, yeah, Villa needs to be switched on from the get-go tomorrow.
The other thing I was going to ask about, Phil raises in the comments on YouTube, so I'll put on the screen. You mentioned Moreno. He's incredibly attacking. He's more winger than left-back from what I've seen of him sometimes. Saka's like the main man for Arsenal. He looks brilliant. That's the big threat that Villa are going to have to be right on top of, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the concern for me. I think Luca Dean just edges Moreno for defensive capabilities at present, given his experience, bags of Premier League experience as well. So, when I see the team sheet tomorrow, I'll be interested in that left back spot. Who will he go for? Because he has stuck by Luca Dean for the last few weeks, despite Moreno's pretty eye-catching cameos from off the bench. Moreno's been bombarding forward, creating chances, looking good. But defensively, as we've seen against Leicester, that mistake he made for Dennis Pratt's goal, I don't think Luca Dean makes that mistake. So interesting when I see the lineup tomorrow, see who he picks for left back.
Will he still be young at right back? I know obviously Grealish gave him a tough time, but Grealish is a good player. It's going to be Trossard or Martinelli on that side for Arsenal, who are quality as well. Will it still be Young, or is Cash eventually going to come back?
I think Young has got the edge over Cash at the moment. I think Harvey Barnes played well against Young as well in 2 weeks ago. So yeah, Cash is on his coattails, as it were. I think Cash is as close as he's been for a long while to getting that starting shirt off Ashley Young. Good competition there for me. But I think tomorrow, Young experience, home game. I think Emery will go for Young over Cash.
And just away from the game, tomorrow you want to discuss Cameron Archer, 2 goals from Middlesbrough. They're properly flying. Carrick's doing a great job. He's got some innovative. I think he plays the game like Guardiola, that kind of box midfield and a very modern way of playing, and it might suit Archer. I mean, this loan spell is turning into a dream for him, isn't it? Yeah,
100%. I think it's 3 goals in his 4 starts and an assist as well. So it really has just goes to show, Matt, if give him a run of games, he'll score goals. I asked Unai Emery about him today. He spoke to Cameron Archer in the week about his goal scoring. Very pleased with him. I asked him about the decision to let him go, given Villa have naming 2 keepers on the bench of late, and I think Archer should have been kept around, especially when you're selling Danny Ings to West Ham. But Archer agreed with Emery. He wanted to go out on loan last month, and this is what it's about: getting that confidence back up, scoring goals, and hopefully coming back to Villa in the summer, much more complete player. So yeah, pleased for Archer. He's had a tough first 6 months at Villa this part of the season, because I think he was promised he'll be pushing Watkins and Ings for that first part. Didn't happen. Wasn't trusted enough, I don't think. Then lost his confidence. But yeah, Michael Carrick's, he started him scoring goals, and long may that continue. So yeah, fantastic little loan spell for him. I fancy him to score this weekend as well for Borough. He's just such a natural finisher, Matt. And yeah, they're priceless, aren't they? So a bit disappointed he didn't stay and get that run of games, but I think Emery was always going to pick Watkins and Ings when he first come in, so it made sense at the time.
What about, this is a long way off, what about next season then? Because Watkins looks like a real Emery-type striker. Duran looks promising. Where does Archer fit in the jigsaw, do you think? That's
a massive question. That is Matt. And if he keeps banging him in, the Villa fans will be telling Emery and the Twitter pages all about it. So, he's on a long-term contract, Cameron Archer. I think it's 2026 he's up to. But that's the big question now. The next few weeks and months, can he force his way in to starting for Villa in the Premier League game? We haven't seen his Premier League credentials yet. I think he's played the odd 10 minutes now and again, chasing the game, which is no good for anyone, especially a young striker coming in trying to prove himself. So that's an open-ended question for now. I think is Cameron Archer a Premier League striker? We don't know yet, but he's certainly a Championship one for sure.
Excellent. Right. I think we'll leave it there. Thanks for everyone who has watched along and commented. Like I say, Dan is back next week, and there'll be a podcast after the game on Saturday with John and Matt Kendrick. So do check that out. Ash, thank you very much.
Yeah. Have a good weekend, everyone. See you later.
Yeah. As Ash says, have a good weekend, and we shall see you soon.